Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review for Star-Lord and Kitty Pryde, issue 3, which is the last issue of this mini-series for Secret Wars. I think this is actually the first, mini-series for Secret Wars to end so far. It's one of the shorter ones. But before I start talking about Star-Lord and Kitty Pryde, I just want to give you guys a little updates. Tomorrow is the launch of my comic book, Like Father, Like Daughter, issue 2's Kickstarter. So be sure to check that out. And tomorrow I also will have a live Q&A for Like Father, Like Daughter, and to celebrate the Kickstarter launch, and that'll be at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. But also, guys, I have Comic Uno episode 111, and that's a show where I review all the comics I read this week in one show. And here are the exclusive comics. Here we go. We got Plutona, issue 1. Broken World, issue 4. Injustice Gods Among Us, issue 9. We Can Stand on Guard, issue 3. The Flash, season 0, issue 12. Jupiter Circle, issue 6. And Silver Surfer, issue 14. So if you want to go check out all those reviews, go to Comic Uno, episode 111, which is annotated. But let's talk about Star-Lord and Kitty Pryde, issue 3, which is a series I've been having so much fun with. I really like Star-Lord and Kitty Pryde as a couple. You know, when it was first released, I was like, what's with Kitty, dating all these Peters? I didn't understand it. I was like, oh, well, they have chemistry, and they have wonderful chemistry. It's been one of my favorite couples to read this year. I think it's been a surprisingly great character relationship, and I've been enjoying it the hell out of it, especially Black Vortex and now in this series. Even though it's a different Kitty, it's still great. Cover is okay. It's a different style of artwork. It's a bit on the brighter side. I actually think it's the same artist, or at least it looks like the same art as the regular Secret Wars book. It's a bit bright for me, but I really like the concept. It's them tied up, and the world is ending on the bottom of them, so that was pretty cool. But let's talk about the artwork of the book. Artwork for this book is beautiful. This is a relatively new artist, but this art, it's one of my favorite art styles for the Secret Wars title so far, and I really hope that this artist gets more jobs at Marvel, especially if we're going to get more Star-Lord and Kitty Pryde stuff. I think they draw them very well. The facial expressions are great too, especially since this is definitely more of a comedy issue. There's a lot of jokes here. They just did it great. So yeah, really, really like the artwork. Let's start talking about the story. So in this issue, we get to see, of course, the world's ending still, but it's not. We get to see that Kitty Pryde and Star-Lord are kidnapped by Gambit, and Gambit, has this Kitty Pryde robot, and they're trapped. They just can't move. And by the end, Kitty Pryde and Star-Lord are able to trick Gambit, and really, by the end, there's another person that tricks Gambit, and that's the Drax of this world, who has hair, actually, so that's fun. Kitty and Star-Lord, they team up, they fight, they squabble, but they team up, and they're having fun, and they defeat Gambit by the end. And they go their separate ways, but they go their separate ways in a great way. Kitty lets him have, Star-Lord have the item, which ends up being Rocket Raccoon's tail, and he's watching it for like an hour, and she's like, you know what, just keep it, just don't tell anybody. So you see that they care for each other. And then Drax and Star-Lord, they're like, all right, we can't sing anymore, we can't be part of this club, but let's be thieves now. I think we do this pretty well. So yeah, this is such a fun book. Right from the beginning, there's jokes left and right, and it works so well. Making references, I'm trying to think they have songs in this issue once again. I love the references that Humphries has been making throughout the series. But yeah, even again, the opening scene of them being upside down. It's just a great opening scene. And I love the ending where we see that Kitty, she's definitely still, a different type of Kitty. She's a little bit on the harder side. She's a little bit on, standoffish side. But, Star-Lord's like, oh, this is a date. This is, of course, a date. This is, the most epic date ever. And she's like, this was not a date. And they end up kissing in the end. And, she ends up making him keep Rocket Raccoon's tail. So you see that this adventure meant something, and that she does have some parts of Kitty Pryde. Another fun panel seeing the different Kitty Prydes of the universe. Kitty explaining that there are different kitties in different domains. Again, something that has been such a surprise for me, and I love, is that Star-Lord and Kitty has such great chemistry, and it shines so much in this issue, and I really hope we get to see more of them. Hopefully, after Secret Wars, maybe we can see an ongoing Star-Lord Kitty Pryde book. Maybe, you know, of course, the 616 Kitty Pryde, who is now Star-Lady, so I guess a Star-Lord and Star-Lady book. But yeah, so much fun. This is one of my favorite Secret Wars books. I think if you're not reading it, you want something different that's not all about the world ending, read this. It's really fun, and I give it 4.5 stars. And it was a good ending. You know, I'm afraid with some of these Secret Wars books where I'll have like a lackluster ending, but this has a good start, a good ending. It's a good miniseries overall. So pick it up, 4.5 stars, great artwork, great story, and this is Comic Uno. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Also, in the description below, there's links from my comic book, like Father Like Daughter, and don't forget to like the Facebook page of Like Father Like Daughter. I'll see you guys later. Bye.